How's it going, guys? It's your boy Splash. I am back with another mock draft. Before we get started, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring a ding ding that notification bell, follow uSTADIUM on Twitter, follow uSTADIUM on Instagram, download the uSTADIUM app. That's the most important thing. Follow me on Twitter, Mr. Splashman19. And with that said, let's get it rocking and or rolling. We will start today's video with the Buffalo Bills. 7 rounds, no trades. Default settings, PFF, draft board, enter draft. Let's get it started. Bills are the number 25 pick. They have some draft capital, a reasonable amount of draft capital, if you will. Nothing too crazy. Sucks that Booth goes one spot ahead, but what the Bills can do here is draft a wide receiver. And one receiver that I like a lot. Actually, most wide receivers. I like most wide receivers a lot. Sky Moore, big fan of his. George Pickens, big fan of his as well. But you also look at defensive interior, and no Jordan Davis, no Devontae Wyatt. Devontae Wyatt goes to the Patriots at 21. But you know who is there? Travis Jones. PFF is a big fan. I'm also a big fan. Maybe trade down a few spots and grab him, but Travis Jones, UConn interior player, does not play like a UConn player. If you're worried that he played at a low level of competition, when he played Clemson, he was the best player on the field, either team. And now at 57, you can attack that wide receiver spot. So this is to me, the talent at wide receiver is good enough here that it doesn't really matter who is available. You can get a wide receiver, and it would be a halfway decent pick. Alec Pierce is a guy that has been flying up draft boards. Same with Khalil Shakir. David Bell's been dropping a little bit. I love me some Wan'Dale Robinson. The guys I'm looking at here, Kyle Phillips and Calvin Austin, super exciting pieces. Also, John Mechie, he's coming off a torn ACL. Jalen Tolbert tore it up in his stomping grounds down in Mobile, down in South Alabama. Also at the Senior Bowl, he was terrific. So interesting conversation here, but Bills fans, welcome Calvin Austin into the group. I know he's going to be typecast as like a slot guy, as a gadget guy, but he can do a lot more than that. He's not like a Deontay Harris type. Harris is a good player, but Calvin Austin is a special sort of athlete. He is quick. He is fast. He has everything you want. He's just 5'10", and he doesn't love contact. That's the downside. That's the only reason he's not a first-round pick, as far as I'm concerned. With the number 89 pick, I think here is a spot. A running back could go off the board here. Let's check the running backs. If there's someone falling, Pierce, Cook, one of the Georgia guys, I think you can get one of these guys at 130. Rashad White, Pierre Strong, Algier. I think you can get one of them at 130. So I think this is going to be the team that takes a chance on the athletic freak known as Zach Tom. He blew up the combine. We are talking like a 10.0 athleticism score, depending on who you ask, right? 99th percentile stuff, 100th percentile stuff. Is a freak. He played center a little bit as well, but you bring in another tackle. I know the Bills don't have a pressing need at tackle, but it is always helpful to grab more offensive line pieces. With the number 130 pick, a running back spot here, Pierre Strong. I have him as the number 2 running back on my board. I have him as a top 50 player on my board, and according to PFF, that's great value at this point. So Pierre Strong, I know the FCS level competition concerns. I don't actually care that much. He plays big on film. He plays fast. He showed up at the combine, dominated there. He is a terrific athlete, and that showed at the combine. And, of course, the film is terrific. With the 168th pick, I kind of want to double up on the wide receiver here. You can also go corner. You can go offensive line again. I would not go tight end. As I do like Daniel Bellinger here. I think that's a good fit. Chikakonkwo, same thing. Not necessarily the biggest need for the Bills. Of course, you're not really drafting for need here in the 5th round, but it's worth a mention that they did bring in O.J. Howard, and they do have Dawson Knox, and they're high on both of these players. So this is one of the issues when you get later into the draft that you have, these guys that I've picked in other mock drafts. Of course, the Bills are going to be the first one I release, but they are the 4th one I'm recording, so I don't want to pick, repeat players and have them in 15 mock drafts, Damari Mathis, PFF's higher on him than most, but I do think a cornerback is a solid need there for the Bills. Just bring in another corner, help out Trey White, help out that cornerback room, that defensive back room, and Damari Mathis out of Pittsburgh, out of Pitt, and now we wait till pick 185. So same sort of deal here. Some solid players available at the top. Again, this is depending on what you're interested in here, where you go earlier in the draft. This could be another running back, or could be a running back spot if you don't get a running back at 130. Not a quarterback spot. Definitely not a quarterback spot. Could grab another wide receiver, get some depth there. One guy that I like a lot is Percy Butler, safety out of Louisiana. Nice guy at the combine, versatile player, can play a little bit free, can play a little bit strong. And I think he fits right in with that Micah Hyde, Jordan Poyer. Obviously, he's not going to start over them, but I think he's a solid special teamer. And that's you're a Super Bowl contender, 6th round pick. You're getting guys that can contribute on special teams, if at all. Pick 203, end of the 6th round here for the Buffalo Bills. Again, the tough spot here when you have a lot of needs filled. Your roster is very good. Is it the best roster in the NFL? No, but it's a very good roster. This could be a Matt Araiza spot. This could be a Darian Kendrick spot if they get that far. Another running back, why not? I like Jarian Ely, Abram Smith, Jalen Naylor. Some exciting players. I am going to go and grab another offensive line piece, Joshua Williams out of UNC Pembroke. Just, bolster that offensive line, tack on more pieces. There's nothing wrong with going out and getting more pieces here. So that's what I'm going to do with Buffalo. And finally, pick 231. Brian Robinson, not that Brian Robinson. That's like the 3rd time I've made that joke. Stay tuned for other subsequent episodes. Matt Araiza is still on the board. PFF hates Matt Araiza. I get it. He's a punter, but I disagree with I think your hatred is misplaced, if you will. So let's, bolster that defensive interior. Curtis Brooks out of the University of Cincinnati. And that will wrap us up with the Buffalo Bills. Exciting times all around. And yeah, my goal is a B+. Here we go. My goal is a B+. Every mock I do, my goal is to get a B+. If it's an A, then it might be too much of a PFF thing. But they give me a B. Okay, little lower on Butler, a little lower on Austin. So, if you change those picks out, yeah, I can see it. I think 57 is a trade down spot potentially. They like the Tom pick. They like the Travis Jones pick. I think it might be a little early at 25. Could be a trade down spot as well. Damari Mathis, they're big fans of Damari Mathis. So yeah, I think this is a solid draft. I think if the Bills actually pulled this off, I'd be really annoyed as a AFC contender. The Ravens being an AFC contender, if you will. So yeah, I think this would be a really solid draft for the Bills. Get some weapons, bring in a Calvin Austin, bring in a top running back prospect, at least as far as I'm concerned, with strong. Bolster both the interior of the defensive line and the offensive line with Zach Tom. So with that said, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring a ding ding, that notification bell so you are notified whenever we upload. Download the uSTADIUM app, follow uSTADIUM on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat. You can follow me at Mr. Splashman19 on Twitter. And peace out, folks.